I think it's harsh. It is.
Your voice just broke when you said that.
Yeah, it is harsh, but it's not untrue. It's a real difficult one because I'll never want to disrespect someone that steps in the ring and has a fight and puts themselves in harm's way. And you have a right to be able to kind of look after yourself and protect yourself, especially now with Daniel. I think he's a dad now as well, so there's more consideration there. But the boxing community as a whole, they want you to live by the sword and die by the sword and go out on the shield kind of thing. And if you deviate from that in the slightest, they are quick on you and to, like you say, call you a quitter.
Just turned before I turned pro, to be honest. It was a hard spot. Don't get me wrong, both of us.
That it actually was officially signed. Both of them prepared long and hard for it. So when I heard Daniel Dubois ill, immediately I think he's not fighting. So there was a statement that went out saying he was with doctors, he'd be assessed, and then a further statement or something would be made. I knew there and then when I hear a fighter
speak to the people direct and then make a decision if he's out.
Okay. When did you first learn about this, Frank?
Very late this afternoon.
Okay, so it's been a stressful day.
To say the least. For the fighters as well. It's a shame for the fighters, for everybody involved. TV companies, and more importantly for the fans. Riyadh season, His Excellency, everybody involved with this. We're all gutted, but what can you do? That's
Fabio Wardley reacts after Daniel Dubois pulls out of the fight due to a sparring injury. He points out that facing him already puts mental pressure on opponents. He questions Dubois' toughness and highlights past moments where he believes Dubois has shown signs of giving up under pressure. Wardley suggests that this pattern creates a psychological weakness and says pulling out only adds more doubt around Dubois' mindset and ability at elite level.
If you're an opponent lining up for Fabio Wardley, you look at him and go, to make him quit, one, I don't know if it's possible, and two, if it is, it's going to be one hell of a challenge. With Daniel, you'll go into a fight with Daniel thinking, if I do some things right here, I've seen it not once, not twice, but 3, maybe even 4 times of him kind of tap out of the situation. So if that's in there, that's in there. You can get it. You can pull it out of someone. You just need to go about the right things to get it. So you're already giving your opponent a psychological advantage going into the fight, because whether you say, oh, no, I'm over it now, or I'm past it, or I'm not going to do it, well, evidence suggests that actually the opposite. So, yeah, it could be problematic.
Fabio Wardley questions Daniel Dubois pulling out of the fight and directly raises doubts over the decision. He suggests it looks less like an honest injury situation and more like avoiding a dangerous matchup. Wardley points out that stepping away at this stage creates suspicion around motivation and commitment. He also criticizes the idea of choosing safer or money-focused routes instead of taking tough fights.
It's a me thing. It's a you're ducking me kind of thing. Like there's a reason being behind it. There has to be, because once maybe and you go to your
Adam Smith is saying both fighters bring very different styles, which makes the matchup interesting for fans. He also highlights that Daniel Dubois is under serious emotional pressure after the withdrawal, and his team is also dealing with the situation behind the scenes.
To go to try and climb back up again. Who did he lose to is the question. He lost to a generational great, somebody who's going to go down as one of the best to have ever gloved up, in the name of Alexander Usyk.
Johnny Fisher gives a very critical breakdown of Daniel Dubois and questions his overall boxing ability at elite level. He suggests that Dubois may be tough, but lacks the technical skill needed to compete with top heavyweights, raising doubts about his long-term potential.
Daniel Dubois, he just can't really get right. He has no real skill. Pretty durable chin. Art is kind of questionable. But
Liam Goff reports uncertainty around Daniel Dubois' injury and mentions confusion about the exact problem. He believes it could be an ankle issue, but also admits nothing is confirmed, which keeps the situation unclear and open to speculation.
That Atem was suffered some sort of ankle injury. Maybe I was just seeing things with that one. But he is injured. It's not really specifying. I don't know why. I'm sure I saw it was ankle, but maybe not. Maybe I was just seeing things.
Eddie Hearn explains that both camps now face a very difficult situation after the fight collapse. He highlights that unexpected problems like this are part of boxing business, and both sides will need to adjust quickly moving forward.
Dubois, we'll see what happens, but that's for them to overcome now, and it's a very difficult situation.
Frank Warren is explaining the heavy financial loss when a fight gets cancelled after full preparation. He points out the massive expenses involved in training camps, staff, and logistics, showing how Daniel Dubois pulling out creates serious business damage for everyone involved.
He's a big fight. He's trained very hard. If you don't fight, you don't get paid. You imagine the cost involved in a training camp, booking places to set the camp up, bringing the sparring partners in, the nutritionists, the chefs, trainers and everybody, and you don't get paid. It's a massive loss. You can't insure it, or if you do, it costs a fortune to insure. But very, very disappointed.
Andy Lee explains that injuries are common in high-level training camps and suggests both fighters could already be carrying issues into camp. He highlights how brutal preparation can be in boxing and indicates that physical problems are part of the sport at elite level, not just isolated incidents.
You're likely to pick up injuries, and I wouldn't be surprised if both of these guys are going in there with some sort of...
I'm pissed off as well, but shit happens, and it's one of them things.
You've got to adjust and you've got to go forward no matter what. So you want to go forward, and hopefully he recovers and gets better soon.
The lesson in that is, the fighters that are at home, that dip in and out of the gym, or they do this as a part-time thing, and they try and cheat boxing. You can play every sport in the world, golf, football, tennis, whatever. You can't play boxing because it's the only place, as Brendan says, you can legally get killed. So therefore...
Adam Smith explains that incidents like injuries and withdrawals are part of boxing, even though they are not acceptable in a perfect sporting environment. He makes it clear that head-to-head moments are meant for promotion, not chaos. At the same time, he suggests that situations like Daniel Dubois pulling out have increased attention around the fight. The controversy has now added more pressure on Fabio Wardley, who is still ready and willing to compete, while Dubois' situation creates doubt around his consistency at elite level.
Price is big for the casual fans. Do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens next.
Johnny Nelson states that Daniel Dubois is technically improving and believes he is entering a strong phase in his career. He highlights Dubois' recent wins as confidence-building moments that shape a fighter's mindset. However, the context now changes after the withdrawal, as Fabio Wardley remains active and ready while Dubois' momentum gets interrupted at a crucial stage, raising questions about timing and consistency in his career development.
He's technically the better boxer. The better fighter is Daniel Dubois. And Daniel Dubois is at the right age, right part of his time. He's had the right run lately to go in there as a confident fighter. Fighters have to do certain things to get themselves to believe in themselves, believe what they're capable of doing. That his run of last 3 fights has made this guy think, I can walk through walls. So this is the right time for...
Johnny Nelson reacts to confusion and rumors surrounding the fight situation and makes it clear that misinformation has been spreading. He dismisses the poisoning claims and calls for clarity instead of speculation. In the middle of all this noise, Fabio Wardley's position stays firm as the active fighter ready to compete, while Daniel Dubois' withdrawal continues to raise debate and uncertainty around what really happened behind the scenes.
Yesterday, something popped up and we said it's fake news that the fight was off and all this sort of stuff was going on about some poisoning, scandal, foolishness, and they tried to shut this thing down. And I'm saying that's fake news. I'm not having that. So let's wait and see. If it's true, that's a shame.
Spencer Oliver explains that medical professionals ultimately decide whether a fighter is fit to compete, and safety always comes first in boxing. He highlights the physical reality of the sport, where no fighter can enter the ring at anything less than full condition. In this situation, Fabio Wardley remains fully prepared and ready to fight, while Daniel Dubois' withdrawal reflects how quickly health issues can change fight plans at elite level.
The difference of 20 pounds, and you're in there with a guy who's been the rounds, who's experienced it all, fought Fury, fought Joshua.
The entire situation has now shifted heavily after Daniel Dubois pulled out due to injury. leaving Fabio Wardley in a position where he is still ready, still active, and still questioning everything around the decision. Wardley's reaction has created a strong narrative in boxing because he is not staying silent about what he sees as doubt around Dubois' commitment, especially at a time when the fight was building serious momentum. This withdrawal has raised more than just injury concerns. It has opened debate about timing, mindset, and pressure at elite level. Wardley continues to present himself as a fighter willing to take any challenge without hesitation, while Dubois is now forced into recovery and explanation mode instead of competition. That contrast has made fans even more divided on what this means for both careers moving forward. Now all attention turns to whether this fight gets rescheduled or whether Wardley moves on to another big name while Dubois tries to rebuild momentum. If you are watching this unfold, then share your opinion in the comments and tell who you think handled this situation better, Fabio Wardley or Daniel Dubois, and do not forget to subscribe for more heavyweight boxing updates and reactions.